another episode of the official Pretty Little Liars after show here on the Stream.TV Fan Show Network. We're live again from Hollywood. My name is Sinead de Vries, and I'm joined by some awesome, talented Pretty Little Liars fans just like me, and we're so excited to talk about episode 3. Over here on my left.
Hi guys, Ashley Mova here. Hello, my lovely little liars. So excited to talk about episode 3 with you guys tonight.
And over here on my right.
Hey everybody, I am Meghan Lamontagne, and thank you so much for tuning in, and thanks so much for your awesome theories and responses that we've been getting all week, and we are so excited that you're watching.
And last but certainly not least,
Stephanie Gray. Hi you guys. Hastings family drama. I liked this episode, so let's get started.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
some serious Hastings family drama.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so now that we're into episode 3, I feel like we're kind of finding a groove with where Pretty Little Liars is going, don't you think? I feel like it's kind of, the tone has kind of been set. What do you guys think?
Very, very true. Can I just say, with this episode, I think some of your theories and one of my theories is definitely coming into play with a positive that I have. Jason reading the email that Spencer gave to him that was printed out that says, "I'm not going to cover for you anymore." His reaction to that, I would be really on that email if I was looking for someone that committed that murder. He didn't seem to care at all whatsoever. He was just like, "Spencer, take this, hide it, let it go." That's a huge clue. Why would he want to pay more attention to that?
Yeah, I think that you bring up a huge point with that whole email thing. And someone remind me, what did he say at the end when he was talking to Spencer? I really liked that scene.
Oh, and he basically warned her. He was like, by the way, don't trust your own dad.
Yeah.
But it's like we all saw that coming, right?
No, but I feel like we were kind of waiting for that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the thing with Jason, he knows way more than he's really telling. He's so shady. I don't think Jason's a bad guy. I think he knows too much for his own good.
Yeah. He's not bad. I think Jason, Mr. Hastings, and Melissa all seem, and Allison, I feel like all seem to know something that like no one else gets.
Yeah.
You pretty much just named everyone who I think is A.
We're all on the same page.
Bad people.
Well, I think that everyone's kind of thinking that, and that's what I really liked about this episode is that those characters that everyone's like, your guys' theories this week have been incredible, and they're all about Jason, Melissa, Mr. Hastings. So I feel like the fact that they put all that, emphasis on it.
What about Aria? We've been reading a lot of stuff about Aria possibly being A. That would be nuts. They'd have to explain so much stuff.
Yeah,
I know.
For that to play out.
And the only reason why I've been thinking that maybe is because Marlene King, one of the main writers of Pretty Little Liars, kind of threw out some clues on an article that I was reading that Aria, could be A. But watching the episodes, I'm like, I
never thought about that, but with a lot of the things that you guys have been sending us, a lot of you seem to think that Aria is A, but I really would love if you guys would expand on that, or do you guys think that
If you would explain all
I
five
don't
theories.
get it.
I don't
Honestly,
see it.
that theory was kind of getting to me in this episode when Aria was talking to Ezra at one point. I thought that was going a different direction. Like, it almost scared me for a second. Like, I forget exactly what it was, but the first time when she went to go visit him, she saw him in the hallway, which was so cute.
Oh,
I know.
It was adorable. I was gonna cry.
Positive. Big positive.
Definite positive.
That Ezra looked so cute
He looked
and helpless.
cute and like a
He
mess. Like he seemed like he was like really like
He was, like,
good makeup / good acting with his little cane and like the whole thing.
It's so nice that
Yeah.
he's not evil anymore.
I know.
He's
I don't
back
like
to
him
being
evil.
his wonderful Ezra, and just so
Yes.
sweet.
Yeah.
So
It was
sweet.
cute. Well, you could see a little bit of evil in him still, because when Aria admitted to killing Shauna, he's like, "How can I help you
that's
cover
true.
that
This
up?"
is true.
Which was still sweet because it shows how much he really loves
Yes.
her, because he's gonna help cover for
Yeah,
her.
and when Allison went to go visit him as well, she went to see him, and she said to him, he said, "Tell Aria that you came here." And she was like, "Oh, are we doing honesty now?" And he's like, "That's all I have left." And that is so, like, I loved that, because I was waiting to see them kind of try to get back into that relationship, or like somebody fight for something.
Right, and piggybacking off of that, another positive I had was Allison, once again, showing her true colors. What a bee. Like, who goes to their friend's boyfriend's house without letting them know that you're going to go there to talk to them? Like, that is super Allison. Then she talks about all these comments of Hanna being, she was hefty and you used to be able to tell us apart.
Yeah. I like that positive too, because I like that Hanna and Mona, I think we're foreshadowing here that that's going to be this new like team up thing, because all of a sudden, was it you that point out, like, I think Hannah's worried that all of a sudden her place is going to get taken by Allie again.
And I like that they kind of had us guessing what the heck was going on with all those flashbacks.
Right.
We kept being like, what? But they kind of took us for a spin there. And I think that as girls especially, and we can all relate to that, when knowing kind of like there's like a hierarchy in high school, for sure. And I think that with her feeling genuine paranoia almost, or just remembering all these times about how when Allison died, that she kind of lost herself, and now she's like, well, she's
I need
back.
to find myself and dye my hair.
I definitely think Hanna is going to go down a dark road, and I really think that is
Like her hair.
Like her hair. No, because we saw in the previews. For next week, her hair is still blonde. I think she just does a really like gnarly, cute pixie haircut.
Okay.
But I just think that story is not really anything to do with A necessarily. It's just her kind of going through a hard time, and we're going to see her be edgy and dark this season.
I do love though that in the midst of like murders and police and all this covering up, she's like, well, I still want to be the queen of my high school. I mean, come on. Like, those are her problems.
But those are real girl problems.
They are.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say something else, but in high school, those are real girl problems.
Yes.
That's a normal fear, I think, right?
Yeah. I'm not going to be popular anymore.
Because your world is only so big, I guess, when you're in high school.
you're-
You see those people all the time, so that is a big deal. But can I talk about some positives? Okay, so we're talking about Aria and Ezra. I am so obsessed that they're bringing the book back into play, and the fact that it's not the whole book. There's still clearly more to the book that he either threw away or he burned, or he's not showing Aria for a reason, which I love when there's more clues or another step to something else. So what do you guys think about that?
Well, I mean, we're definitely going to find out more about that book. And I was wondering that. I think that that's a good point to make, is that this whole book was a huge part of last season. I feel like as an audience, we were kind of wondering what the heck happened to the book. And remember that scene where they were up on the ski lift,
right?
And the book went everywhere. We were like, no, but no, it's
secretly has a hidden copy, like
and something that's missing from that book is a potential clue for Allison. Like, Allison wants to know what else is there, because I feel like she's trying to piece together pieces.
Wait, I just had a light bulb. I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine.
No, I was trying to remember what happened to the rest of the book and after the ski lift. I was like, wait a second. Wasn't it at the end of one episode we saw a glove?
Yes.
A
was picking up the pieces.
Oh, I just remembered that.
So that would be predicting that.
Well, whoever has the rest of the copy is A.
You know, you know what's so interesting about those little clips at the end of each episode is that some of them carry on and some of them really don't.
Until like episodes later.
But did we notice they haven't been doing them this season?
I love those. Personally, like, I love those little tidbits. It's like kind of gives us a little sneak peek as to what's going to be happening in the future episodes. I personally love those. So I wish we saw more of them, because we don't see that little montage of him with the glove.
No, because technically we have no proof that A isn't dead. They're still holding that theory that Shauna is A. Aren't
They keep talking about that, and I'm just rolling my eyes. They're like, don't worry, A is gone. It's like, stop.
Like,
lying yourself.
Stop
We have 2 more seasons.
And that's kind of like frustrating a little bit for us, I feel like, for all of us watching, because we're like, okay, she wasn't A.
Yeah.
There are a couple people that are still holding on to the fact that Shauna was A, because I feel like after everything that Pretty Little Liars has put us through, we're all like hoping for like sunshine and rainbows, but it's not going to happen.
We want to like believe something and have something actually be proven.
Right. It's not going to happen. Shauna is not A. She was just, she was just another piece in the giant messed up, twisted Pretty Little Liars puzzle.
Yes.
I liked, remember last week I was talking about how I really wanted Melissa back. I like Melissa. I feel like she's bad. I like that she's, got all this dynamics with like every cast member. So she was back. Hastings family drama.
Seriously.
I really love that. I feel like we didn't get an answer, but we got close to an answer when we found out that Melissa and her dad know something that, Mrs. Hastings doesn't know, that Spencer doesn't know. They have like something going on. And I feel like, how long do we have to wait until they play that out?
No, definitely. I think that this was off to a good start, bringing those characters back, because I know a lot of the Pretty Little Liars fans were hoping for these people to come back. So if you guys have questions or comments about where this episode is now, I feel like it kind of took a while to take off too. So if you guys have questions or comments about what you think about these people being back, Melissa, Jason, anything at all about the episode, you guys can tweet in. This entire time we're up here, and we're gonna, at the end of the show, get to your questions and comments, and we're so excited to see your guys' theories because they're incredible. So tweet us using the hashtag, I can't talk tonight, you guys. Tweet us using the hashtag PLLAS for Pretty Little Liars after show, starting right now. I know questions are already coming in, so definitely get to that because you guys are on to some really good stuff.
Yes, we love it. We love hearing from you guys. Oh, it's so great. Just everything that you guys come up with.
Yeah.
It's so exciting.
No, seriously, it's like creativity at a whole new level. Your theories get me. They're driving Meghan insane.
They're
clearly.
driving me crazy over here.
We're trying to work out each one individually. Maybe we'll rewatch every single season to see if that really plays out the way it's supposed to.
Yeah, I feel like we all need each other right now, you guys, because there's so many questions.
So many questions. I know, and it always seems to come to some sort of peak at the end of the episode. It kind of starts out slow, and then towards the end, it's like bang, and then you're like, oh, really? You couldn't have lasted for another 5 minutes? Come on.
Which is a great positive for the episode that Aria confessed to killing Shauna, and she told Ezra, which I think is wonderful because I kind of sensed a relief in her to get that off of her chest.
Slash maybe now she and Ezra, that will start their camaraderie again, because now all of a sudden they're on the same team.
He's like wobbling with this cane, I want to help you.
I'm kind of confused though as to if the whole the whole city knows if Shauna's dead or not.
What the heck happened to Shauna's body?
I know. Okay, so we saw these. What we thought were police, right, coming and investigating, but now we're were they Mona minions?
I thought that they were Mona minions because we really didn't see. It was kind of a dark shot. We didn't really see what they were wearing, so I thought that they were A minions. I didn't see any police uniforms.
Obviously, they weren't police.
I think that if there's anything we've learned about the police in Rosewood, it's that when anything happens, literally anybody steps one step out of line, everybody knows. So the fact that Shauna's body's been missing for how long? Oh my gosh, what are they gonna do with that? It bugs the crap out of me that nobody has addressed what the hell happened to Shauna's body. She was bleeding out of her brain.
It was bad. It was bad. She's still at the bottom of the orchestra pit.
Yep, still hanging out there.
And even if it was the cops, the cops in that town are so shady that they probably could have just left her there or hid her body because they could be in on it. Because we've seen a lot of shady stuff in Pretty Little Liars with cops.
Yeah, definitely. The cops are on some...
Yeah.
They're not doing their job.
No, they're not.
Okay, I think another positive, I know eventually we're going to talk about negatives, and we have a stream of those too, but another positive is I liked the fact that Allison seemed kind of bad in this. She was wearing the hood a lot, foreshadowing.
Her and Mona at the end.
Her and Mona at the end.
If we don't really know if that was Allison, but if that was Allison, there's so many ways that could go. That could be Mona and Allison having a connection over Hanna, kind of ooh, what's happening here?
Yeah.
What is she doing? Or it could be Allison kind of being all right, well, she's stepping down and I'm taking her place again.
So that means Allison has a rivalry with the whole Hastings family, okay? And she's got now possibly a rivalry with Hanna over Queen Bee of the school. So it seems like everyone's gonna end up hating Allison. That was a short-lived return. Hey, we love you, we hate you again.
Right, and maybe because Mona has those secret meetings of hating Allison, then why is she hanging out with Allison? What if they're both in on it together? What if Allison's get them on our side, pretend that you hate me, and they're all they're both in on it together.
I think that it's safe to say that nobody can take Allison out of this scheme yet.
Yeah.
She is
Right.
still very much a suspect as much as everybody else.
Yeah.
She's still a part of this.
Actually, that was such a great point, though. I never even thought of that. You know, maybe Allison is going to try to convince the A team to kind of
Work for her secretly.
exactly.
What do you
exactly.
know, Ashley?
She knows.
The name does start with an A.
A. That was so
Imagine if Ashley was like a spy. I wish. We need
Right here,
answers.
everybody, right here. She's A. No, I'm just kidding.
Speaking of secret meetings, something that we didn't talk about last week and that a lot of you guys were asking us to touch on this week was Paige and Emily and what's her face, Sydney, who I think needs to go because she's standing in the way of.
That's getting to the
Negatives. Yeah, let's move into negatives. Number one negative is the new girl, Cindy.
Yeah.
I don't know what her mouth bothers me. The whole thing bothers me. The love triangle that I'm predicting kind of bothers me. I'm just like,
You know what? It's bittersweet for me. I think that we need something to stir up that storyline because there's only so much we can go with Paige and Emily fighting, Paige and Emily getting back together, Paige and Emily sitting outside on the deck. I mean, how many times have they sat outside on the deck in the past 4 years?
I was just over here having my own anxiety because I'm like, why did they have to introduce another character?
I know.
Like,
Yeah.
there's
It's too
already so many
confusing.
characters, and granted, and I mean, why would they bring her into the story if she didn't have something of
has something to
importance?
do.
Right.
Oh my gosh, that girl is about to get real important. And you know what? I loved, sorry, I'm going back to loved, but I loved that awkwardness as much as it like gave me goosebumps. But the awkwardness in the locker room
Yeah.
was so
Yeah,
real
awkward.
and
So
just so funny. You almost have to giggle. It's like
bend
this is-
over.
Yeah, this was
Twist
so
your
weird. This was so weird.
And they were like, we were friends in and out of the pool. Like that,
I know.
whole dialogue was epic, and it was great.
That's why I think there's going to be a love triangle because apparently the entire swim squad are all lesbians, and I feel like there might be a dynamic where it's Paige, Emily, and then new girl Cindy.
Right,
No?
and continuing with Paige and Emily's relationship, I guess kind of going back into positives. I don't know if I dislike this or I like this, but that scene where they're sitting on the deck and oh my
my
gosh,
God.
it was so
Dislike.
real. I wanted to cry
Yeah.
when when
Paige.
Paige was like, "Oh, Emily, basically, do you love me?" And
Yeah.
Emily's like, "Ugh, I've moved on." Like it was so real.
Yeah, it
like
was.
it broke my
No,
heart.
you're
to see
so
that.
right. It was so real. And what did she say? She said, I rehearsed on the way over here, and then I get here and I see you, and it's as if
Oh my
I have
gosh.
nothing to say or.
And then she's like, that wasn't very good, was it?
That
wasn't
so
very
sad. And
good.
then she's like, "What are we?" And she's like,
we go to
we were on
school."
the same
Yeah.
swim team.
Yeah.
We go to the same
together."
school.
I was
It was like-
"You're breaking my heart."
I know.
But dislike part of that was that wasn't like it was sad. It like
It
made
was
all
sad
of us have
dislike, yeah.
emotions. But the dislike is Paige is like a stage 5 clinger. You gotta get over Emily, man. We gotta move on. Like
And
you're literally
are we all forgetting that she is in Mona's little secret gang?
Yeah.
and that
Yes.
too.
Amongst all of this, she still knows more than what Emily knows. She still knows more than what a lot of the girls know.
Yeah.
There's something going on in their little secret
not that
meetings.
sweet.
Yeah, no, she's not sweet. I don't like Paige, and quite frankly, I'm pro Emily because I'm just glad she kind of nixed that. However, I did feel really sad during that scene
Yeah.
because it was really raw and emotional. But when in doubt, Paige will always be on Emily's front porch. That's where she is
All the time.
All the time.
Like seriously.
Waiting there with Chinese food, waiting there for like she's always there.
That is so funny because it's so true.
Paige.
I know.
I know, poor Paige.
She's just kind of one of those characters, though. You know, it's kind of like
drippy.
She's just always there. She's kind of like floating around.
Yes.
It's like, oh, there's Paige again.
Yes.
And
Yes.
there are a lot of characters like that this season, I
Right.
think. And I don't think that it's almost like intentional. I think it's more that they're just having a hard time putting everybody back into this story.
I think it'll all, come together at one point. But something else I was a little bit confused about in this episode was the homeless man. Like, what was that
good one.
conversation?
Good
I don't really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were they talking about?
Well, that was I think that was a very interesting scene because basically it kind of came out of left field too.
Yeah. Reoccurring role.
Hannah and
this guy. That's
right?
what Sinead
I was like, oh, he
he's
got
back,
bumped up.
wasn't
He is a reoccurring guest star now.
Yeah.
No, but what was I going to say? I think it kind of came out of left field that Hannah and Emily went to him to talk to him. I was like, whoa,
Right.
where did this come from? But that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But they were saying something about how apparently that was where Jason went when he went to go get sober, which we all know by now that never happened. So the fact that that homeless man, who apparently is not homeless because he has plenty of money to buy pizzas.
Right, that was the thing though, is that he was bringing way too much food to
so
that
there's some sort of group thing.
Like to
I
hide
should be
people
friends
or
with that guy.
something.
I love pizza. Me too. Me too. I don't care what that old man
He
looks
gives
like.
me
If he's
the
buying
skeevies.
pizza, I'm in.
We should have a pizza party episode.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Hello.
You guys, I love how you love this homeless man. This homeless man gives me the creeps. I can't even laugh along with you. This is creepy.
I think what happened was they were like, you nailed that first episode. We're gonna just bring you on the second episode. I don't think
I'm confused as to why you would assume that he knows Jason. Like, there's plenty of people that live in even the same apartment complexes together.
Yeah.
And they don't know each other.
Yeah.
Why would you? And like, they approached him with such like, you know something, tell me right now. It's like, why would you know out of nowhere that this guy knows something?
I know what you're saying, and like that kind of takes us into the negatives a little bit. That they're kind of just those. That's why I said it came out of left field. If that never would have happened, or I would have never ever expected them to go and even talk to him. And I feel like these little stories are coming. Same thing that I didn't like as well was just how it started off very slow to me.
It did. It
started off extremely slow, the episode as a whole. Because remember, Ashley was like, we're a half hour in and
we know nothing.
This is kind of dragging. And I feel like this is kind of, it's not really going.
Then it started picking up, but one thing that they picked up but then didn't finish off was that poster.
Yes.
That Allie was like, oh, the poster.
Yeah.
But then they never brought it up again.
And that's actually one of the questions from Twitter.
Oh.
So just a reminder to all of you guys, you can continue tweeting us using the hashtag PLLAS. I'm gonna practice that line at home later.
It is a tongue twister.
My gosh. But yeah, PLLAS, and then we're gonna get to all of your questions. Let's answer this one since it's kind of come up already. PD11187 writes, why was Allie so freaked out about that picture?
Yeah, they're referring to.
There was a poster on
At the funeral home.
Yeah.
There was a photo at the. I don't even remember
make out
what it
that
was.
I don't even know. When I think about it, honestly, if I'm being 100% honest, you guys, what I picture in my head is a little marshmallow.
It did. It looked like
a little on the poster.
It was like a little white marshmallow.
I thought it was a shovel. Maybe I'm making things up in my
That
head.
makes more sense.
That makes
actually.
way more sense than a marshmallow. But somebody needs to
Maybe
go
there's
back.
money behind it. Wasn't that the case with that other poster?
I feel like I need to go back and watch the episode and then zoom in on the
out.
screen.
Yeah, well, you know
I
what?
didn't really see what it
You saying
was.
that there's a shovel, maybe perhaps they were at the funeral home. Maybe like there was somebody playing a trick on her because Allison's mom was found in a hole.
Right,
So maybe she saw something that wasn't necessarily in the picture to start with. But that was, added, or there's a little shovel, or kind of, maybe somebody was messing with her.
I could totally be wrong, by the way.
It might be a
It's
marshmallow.
100% a shovel. We know.
All right. KitKat626 writes, who let Hanna wear that black dress?
Yes. Right? We literally talked about that. Crop top, lace over. Are you going to the club, Hanna, or are you going to a funeral?
Yes.
Like, what is going on?
All of them. Aria was wearing some little tight black Gucci dress, and I'm like, where are you guys going?
Maybe they did it on purpose to juxtapose the fact that Allison was wearing a Sunday school dress.
I think that's
Maybe.
probably
Yeah.
what it was, but it was really awkward.
Or to signify the fact that nobody cares that Mrs. D is dead.
Yeah, or just the fact that
respect.
I think that's a good point. Is that maybe they were just she has to,
whatever.
Right.
There has to be something here.
But by the way,
least I look
super
hot.
creepy that she happened to be wearing the same dress that her mom wore.
happened to be wearing.
She
the
seemed
same-
kind of surprised.
She did.
Yeah, I think
She
she was
didn't
surprised.
know.
Yeah, she did. I think that she was definitely surprised.
Yeah.
But her dad's reaction, though.
I know, right?
But anyways, not to get away from your guys' question. Hannah's dress, I don't know.
Good question.
I don't know. Okay, Logan, Ariana. By the way, you're awesome. You've been tweeting us theories all week, which is great. So shout out to you. Logan Ariana writes, remember the Black Widow, where's she been?
Yes.
It's a good question.
Last
Wasn't
season,
she the sorority mom?
Mrs.
Grunwald.
Grunwald.
Didn't that turn out to be her?
That's what I remember.
but I think they were just introducing that character because they were preparing for Ravenswood.
Yeah, and you know what? And if you think about it, there is kind of weirdness. I don't know how they're gonna wrap this up, but remember, I don't know if you guys ever watched Ravenswood, but if you guys are fans of Pretty Little Liars, some of these episodes kind of have a lot to do with it. But check it out, because during Ravenswood season 1, there was a reoccurring spider weird metaphor thing happening with this spider, and I feel like maybe almost that whole Black Widow thing was just supposed to be to tie those two towns together. But we all know that Ravenswood got canned, so I don't know, honestly, if they're ever gonna bring the Black Widow back.
She was creepy. She was a creepy character, and I love the creepiness in Pretty Little Liars, so I loved for her to come back. Yeah. But I thought it was the sorority mom. It turned out to be Mrs. Grunwald, but I could be wrong.
No, but I think they were one and the same. They were the same character.
Yeah. But I mean, honestly, that whole Black Widow thing is a little confusing. It's a little confusing to me.
I need a refresh on that.
Me too.
All right, School Stuff 95 writes, here's a crazy thought. What if we haven't met the Big A yet? Right. Marlene said they were exploring new characters.
I think School Stuff, you hit the nail on the head. I don't honestly think that Big A has been revealed.
No.
They're introducing new characters, but I do think that the Big A is related to a family that we're already introduced to, someone that maybe lived in Rosewood before and moved away, so connection somewhere. But
partly because if you think from a creator's standpoint, if they picked any single one of these characters to be Big A, they would basically have to re-explain everything in the first 5 series, you know what I mean? So I think that's too hard to do. It just has to be a person that we haven't been following this whole time.
I think
that's true.
I feel like we know them. I don't know. I'm totally gonna play devil's advocate here,
Yeah,
but I feel like that would be very Pretty Little Liars-esque.
Yeah.
That this whole time we've known who A was, and then they'd have to go back to explain it. It would be really fun to put all the puzzle pieces together.
I feel like that's harder, but that would be way more fun to watch.
Yeah, but I mean, necessarily, the way this show kind of works, it doesn't really seem like we would need to. They could cover up something. They could cover up anything that they've already said to make it fit this story. But I think that have we met Big A yet? It's very possible. Maybe we have, maybe we haven't, but I think we all know a lot more about Big A than what we actually realize.
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yep.
Very cool. All right. Tabasco sauce.
Tabasco
sauce. Oh my, okay.
Tabasco.
Tabasco sauce.
That's cute.
I like
Tabasco
sauce 14. Right. If you were Emily, that was a hard one. If you were Emily, would you date Paige again?
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Okay,
I don't know. I'm a
heart.
hopeless romantic, so once one relationship starts, I'm all for it.
You're like, keep it going.
I'm like, yes, forever love. But I would love to see them come back together again.
I mean, I don't know. Ashley, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know if I would see the two of them back together, but just because I say no doesn't mean that I'm all Emily pro with Sydney.
And don't you remember?
Sydney, please.
And don't you remember that Paige kind of sold them all out because she was
exactly.
Emily was trying to get money to Allison.
can't trust her.
She is working with Mona.
I keep forgetting
Exactly.
But Paige is working with Mona. I don't want anybody that's involved in the A team to get near those girls ever again.
Yeah.
Right.
Unless it's Aria,
Preach.
which, I mean, if it turns out to be that she's A, I mean, she can stay, obviously.
Fine.
But yeah, no. All right. Smith Abby writes, do you think it's a possibility that the homeless man is bringing pizza to Mona's little
Yes. Yes.
Sorry, I didn't even
That's a
finish the question. I got
good
so
one.
excited.
Whoa.
Let me rephrase. Do you think it's a possibility that the homeless man is bringing pizza to Mona's little army?
Right.
Oh my
And
gosh.
Smith Abby, yes, I do.
Yes.
I do think that is a very big possibility.
Yes.
That's one of those questions or those comments that we get that blows my mind. It's like, I never thought of that. Oh my gosh, that's such a great idea and totally possible.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
that.
because when there's a group of people like that, they get hungry. Especially with all that thinking.
Kind of like us right now.
People need food. I don't know. Like I said, with pizza.
I think that over the next couple of episodes, we're definitely going to get closer to what in the hell is going on with Mona's little army, and I'm so excited to see what they're talking about and who else is involved. I think that there could be so many more people involved in this little group. They're just going to keep walking through that door, like when Melissa walked in the door.
Oh, I loved that. Yeah.
Yeah, when she was
From the
trying.
first episode. I feel like this is the beginning of potentially the basis of this season.
Yeah.
Is that we all want to know who A is, but there might be an entire separate group who might not have anything to do with the A army whatsoever. Because if I'm being honest, I don't know if Mona really has anything to do with A anymore.
Right.
But she was everywhere in this episode, you guys.
kept popping
wasn't she? She
up.
just kept popping up in flashbacks
Free.
with every single character. I'm like, Mona, we get it. You're
Relax,
obsessed with the
Mona.
drama. We get
Yeah.
it. Relax, Mona.
Maybe just the whole entire A team's just trying to be stage 5 clinkers with
Stage
Paige.
5. Yeah.
I mean, I definitely think so. But I think this was a good episode.
I liked it.
We're getting somewhere.
Slow start.
Yeah, slow start, but I
then-
think that we're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
We're starting to answer
Yeah.
questions. And you guys, please keep tweeting us your theories, questions, comments. They have had us. We've all been group texting all week because your theories are incredible. So keep it going. You can find us all on Twitter. I think the 3 of us are on Instagram. Ashley's gonna get one soon because she needs to get with the
Get
time.
on that, girl.
But anyways, yeah, tweet us tonight. Keep tweeting us tonight. We're gonna be on Twitter all night and all week until next episode. We're getting so close to the 100th
100.
episode, 105 or 405,
Yeah.
505. You guys seriously?
Freeway. It's okay.
Yeah, I sat on the 405 today, so that's probably my nightmares coming back to me. But anyways, I am at Sinead de Vries on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me there. Tweet us using the hashtag PLLAS. Ashley?
You guys can find me on Twitter, sorry, no Instagram, at Ashley Mova. Thanks you guys so much for tuning in and catch you next week.
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Meg Lamontagne.
And Stephanie L, as in Lauren Gray, on Twitter and Instagram. Tweet us, you guys. We're gonna rehash all of this next week.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that we kind of touched on everybody a little bit, but if there's anything that we didn't catch, we want to hear it, and we want you guys to tell us all about it. But I mean, yeah, that's awesome. I think I'm so excited for the 100th episode, you guys.
too.
So
Should we end on
Let's do it.
yes.
Okay.
Traditional.
Okay,
Give us
then,
the
by the way,
countdown.
the promo for that next show, you guys, had everybody doing
Everybody
that thing.
gasped.
Yes,
And then
everyone
So
gasped.
I
It's
think
only-
that next week is going to be awesome.
the gasp show.
It's only
Yeah,
appropriate
yes.
that we do
Only
it.
fitting.
Yes,
Yes.
only fitting.
All right,
Okay.
guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you
Okay.
loved the episode as much as we did. Tweet us, and we will catch you next week.
Here we go.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.